Yo, what the F is going on, Raider Nation? It's your boy, Mikey Raider, coming to you with another Raider-inspired talk video. That's right, until I get all to my computer, start going live, hopefully this weekend, you're going to get a talk video from my couch, wearing my Mikey Raider t-shirt, shield. This will be available next week at this time on my merch store. Check out the links down below. Please hit that thumbs up, that like, that subscribe button. Consider becoming a member on this channel for exclusive content, exclusive lives, and whatever the hell I want to put on there for you members for supporting me, helping me to pay my bills and come to life and try to be positive about the Raiders. That being said, I just quickly wanted to shout out Flavor Frontier, also known as Freelance Foods. I'm going to do a taste test video, maybe a Raider recipe in the future as a sponsor of the bourbon barbecue sauce. They got a YouTube channel that's full of fun and everything. And they got amazing spices and rubs and all that stuff for your food. And it tastes fantastic. Plus their YouTube channel, it's fun. They do taste tests. It's going to be fun. I'm going to do a taste test video. I'm going to make a Raider-inspired burger probably next week at this time, testing out this sauce. I've already tested it a few times. I'll test it again. I like it. It's got like a kick. It's just, it's garlic, it's bourbon, it's sweet, spicy, sticks with you. Ooh, see, it's hitting me now. Oh, it's good though. Like a drug. Look at that. I'm spitting it all over my iPad. Can't wait to make a burger with it. Come up with a Raider burger name for this year's team. The Josh McDaniels Turd Burger. I don't know. But all info to their YouTube, their Instagram, their website to pick up some of this stuff is down below. Use the code as well that I listed down below to get a discount. That being said, thank you for supporting this video. Flavor Frontier, appreciate you, love you. Now, I wrote on Twitter, and I watched a video the other day from the stool pigeon Hondo Carpenter, and he spitted out some facts. But he spitted it in a positive light. That's what he does. That's what he's paid to do. Hondo Carpenter is Josh McDaniels and the Raiders stool pigeon. He's one of those reporters, in my opinion, that is going to spin the positive, and it's going to always be spun toward Josh McDaniels creating a better team. Now, you all know that I'm a negative person. I'm a little bit more saltier, and whatever the situation is, you guys understand it and you know. But here's Hondo Carpenter's fact that he put in his video. Hopefully, I'll put the link down below. It was from a couple of days ago. He does a daily video. And it was with a guy named Matt Kalami or something like that. All right. But last year's roster, or in general, the roster consists of like 52 or 54 players. I think it's 52, but they might have upped it to 54 because of COVID or this or that. So let's stick with 54. Okay? Now, we have 27 brand new players on this roster that are considered like rookies or starters or whatever. We have 27 new players. We got more than that. I can't explain the statistics, but there's also another 27, and that equals 54, the total of a supposed roster, a starting roster, or on-the-field roster. You know what I mean. So we have another 27 players that are on their last year of a contract, or they only have a one-year deal. So think about that. Half of our team is on a final contract or only have a one-year deal. Then the other 27, are mostly rookies, undrafted free agents, and sprinkle in a few veterans that have longer contracts than 1 year. But most of the rookies, again, they have longer contracts than a year because they were signed and they get a 2 or 3 year deal. And undrafted free agents get a 2 or 3 year deal as well. Of course, they can be released or cut, But, and then the veterans we have, that have long-term deals, Garoppolo, Max Crosby, Devontae, those are on longer-term deals. Okay? But again, the 27 that are on longer-term deals that you can speak positive about, going, hey, over half our team is signed for more than 1 year. Yeah, it sounds good. We have over 50% or plus. It's 50%, 27 out of 52, 54. Sorry, guys, I confused myself. But it sounds good, right? That's how Hondo Carpenter spun it. Oh, we got 50% of our team on, multi-year contracts. So we're building a foundation for the future from those 27 contracts. That was the positive spin. Josh McDaniels is building a winner for the future. Yes, that can be the case. But if you think about it, out of those 27, I guarantee you, most of them are undrafted free agents, rookie players, and not as many veterans or superstar players. So let's spitball narratives right now. Out of the 27, we at least know we probably got 8 or 9 draft picks. We definitely know we brought on 8 or 9 undrafted free agents. So that would make the total, let's say, 18 or 19. That would mean we have 7 or 8 players that are veterans, or we might consider them a superstar, or whatever, that still have a contract that'll last longer than 1 year. That's not that many. 8 out of 52 is what, 10%? 9%? I don't know. I'm not going to do my math. But all these rookie players and these undrafted free agents, yeah, they're on the team now, and they got multi-year deals. But what if they don't even make the team this year? They won't be available for 2024. So again, there's like 16 or 17 or 18 of these young players that might not all come back next year, and only a handful of veterans, like 6 or 7, that might come back in 2024 because they're on multi-year deals. So that would equal out, let's say, 10 in total of the rookies and undrafted free agents make the team for next year and come back. Then the 6 or 7 veterans. That would make 17 returning possible players in 2024. 17. Remember, the other 27 players are on the final years of their contracts. So they might not even be signed for 2024. They might not even be re-signed. They might go to other teams. They might hold out, want another contract, a bigger contract. They might not even be a part of the 24 team. So, if we lose all 27 of those, which I doubt we will, but even if we lose 20 of them because they're on the final year contracts, then we retain 7, then we have 17 or 18 coming back that were rookies or undrafted free agents, and some of the veterans, like I said, that equals 27. If my math was correct. It equals around 20, 25, whatever it is, that might be returning for 2024. That means that's another rebuild. We might have to do the same math next year that we are doing this year for our roster. Next year, with the math that I'm just showing you guys, if you can understand it, Some of you can. The math might be the same next year. We have 27 or 30 players on a final year of the deal. Then with the draft class and the undrafted free agents that we get next year, mixed with the players that were retained from this year in a contract or whatever going to next year, then we're going to have like 25, 27 on contracts that'll last longer than a year. So the math in 2024 might be exactly like it is right now before 2023, meaning we have 27 on the roster that are in the final year of their deal, and we possibly have 27 again next year that have a multi-year deal, but they're mostly comprised of rookies, undrafted free agents, and sprinkle in a few veterans. That ratio doesn't cut it. That's a 50-50 ratio if you look at it from perspective. And again, we have a 50-50 ratio this year, and we're going to have turnover and all that bullshit that I just explained happen for next year. We're going to have turnover for next year and new players and young players, and it might be 50-50 again. How is that building a roster? How is that building a foundation if you're mixing and matching and bringing in youth to learn a new system every year and they all can't get on the same page? Then if you add coaching staff turmoil this year, next year's squad might have a different defensive coach for the young players that were drafted. I'm just telling you, while I look at it from an honest perspective, we're going to be rebuilding for 3 years from today. If this 50-50 contracts and whatever happens with young players, that's not good math. It's 50-50. We need to have more signed players on multiple year deals than we do undrafted free agents and rookies. That means our team is being comprised of mostly young rookies and undrafted free agents, and of course sprinkle in a few veterans. Oh, that sounds good. We're building for the future. Those young players that make the team will have multi-year deals, but they're not all superstars. They're not all guaranteed starters. Who knows how many of those 20 or whatever young players are going to really, really pan out and be starters and superstars in the next year or two. I understand how they're trying to build the team, but we're 2 years in already, and we're still at a roster turnover of 50-50. And they're getting rid of all the superstars. We only have a few left. We don't even have that many superstars on our roster. We only have, for Raider fans, we only have a few left. Davante Adams, Max Crosby, and if you will, Hunter Renfrow. I'm not saying they're a superstar in terms of the world, but to us, they're bigger names, or they're Raider legacy, or whatever. Hunter Renfrow might be gone. Again, after this year pans out, what'll happen to Davante the following year? Max Crosby, I'm sure he's here for a few more years. Pretty interesting. It's a 50-50 turnover split. It's just my opinion. And those are facts from Hondo Carpenter. But he spun it in a positive light, and I'm showing you the behind-the-scenes light. Yeah. Doesn't look promising. Doesn't look promising. So, like, the truth is, we got a youth movement. And, again, people say, what about Josh Jacobs? You didn't mention Josh Jacobs. He's not under contract right now. So I'm not going to consider him for next year, even though we got him on the franchise tag for probably 2 years. He's going to be disgruntled. There's going to be some issues there. He'll play, but he'll be disgruntled. And Hunter Renfrow will be traded somehow during the preseason or something like that when injuries happen to other teams. It's an interesting fact. Now, let's just talk about the defense. The entire defense, as we just spoke about, is built with really young players. Sprinkle in a few veterans, but they're mostly undrafted free agents, one or two from last year, and all that other stuff. And they're not all going into a second year under the same system. Most of the defense is going to be their first time under Patrick Graham, and he struggled with the young players last year. So you think those young players from last year will be better this year? I hope. But if he struggled with them, he's going to struggle with the rookies coming in this year as well. Plus, our number one draft pick is coming off an ACL injury. Who knows how he's going to play? He might not be available for 2 years to be 100%. We got a youth movement at defense, okay? And again, with a youth movement, there's no guarantee that they could turn it all around in 1 year. And it would be 1 year with all the new players this year. And the veterans that are still on the team, but they might be gone by next year. Back to the 50-50 argument that I just presented. Doesn't look good, guys. Doesn't look good. Same thing for offense. We got a few veterans, but they're on final years of deals. Colton Miller, final year. We got a bunch of young players on the offensive line that are coming up. Bunch of young running backs that are coming up. We got a quarterback. He's a veteran, but in a new system. Then we got a few young wide receivers. A couple of veteran wide receivers. We're better at offense, even with, losing Derek Carr and whatever. Like, we're better because we got some draft picks coming into the fold. But how will they play? We lost Darren Waller. We got Michael Mayer. They're still young. There's no guarantee they'll be as good as Waller, or Jimmy will be as good as Carr, or as bad as Carr, whatever. It's like 50-50. Like for offense, it's 50-50. We're going to be a top-tier offense. And on defense, it's not even 50-50. It's like 70-30 that we won't be a top 10 defense. So I don't see us getting better. I thought last year with Derek Carr, we were a 60-40. Now we have the struggles with Josh Jacobs and whatever. We're back, and Jimmy Garoppolo coming off injury, blah, blah, blah. We're at 50-50 of being a top 10 offense, even with Devontae Adams. So we got worse, in my opinion, always, guys. I'm sorry. And looking at the roster development that we just spoke about, I don't see a foundation. I don't see a foundation. In my opinion, to build a true foundation, you need more veterans and players that are on multi-year deals coming back to your team than the additions of rookies and undrafted free agents and hoping that they'll pan out. That's my opinion. You need more players on multi-year deals that were hopefully drafted years earlier that became a better player. Yeah. All right. Let me know your thoughts on this topic. It's a little confusing to me as well. But let me know your thoughts. 27 players are on the last year of their deal with the Raiders. That means they could all be gone next year. That means we'll lose 27 players. And then we only have 27 on multi-year deals, and we're going to lose some of them that are going to be cut, to training camps or undrafted free agent casualties or whatnot. So there's a possibility we lose 27 that are on the final year of their deal, and we lose maybe 10 that have multi-year deals. So that means we'll lose 37 players. And then next year, we got to build again while only having, in total, 37 players. So we got to build another... No, I'm sorry, not 37. If we lose 20 that are on multi-year deals, that leaves 7. Then if we sign or have 20 left over from the roster from this year, that equals 27. So then we're needing another 27, and then more people are going to be on the last year of their deal next year. I've explained it before. I'm confusing myself. Hope you guys understand what I'm saying. Doesn't look good. Doesn't look good. I don't know what I'm going to title this video. But thank you guys for watching. I love you. I'll talk to you soon.